You welcome back to the BBO NYG podcast. I'm Mike. That's John. Jules is out sick. He's got I don't know, something going on with him. He's hanging out with a mutual friend of ours, Malarzik. He's been on the Mix It Up podcast. If you know him, the dude is always sick. He's like patient zero. So of anything. So he's definitely got something going on, but he'll be back. I'm thinking Johnny's just ducking me because in fantasy football in our draft last week, I was talking up Hyatt as being the Giants' number one wide receiver, and Jules just took him from me. He just fucking took him. He outbid me for him because I had no money left. So he pulled that little move on. So he's probably ducking me. But anyway,
Uh,
screw Jules. He'll be back next week. We'll talk shit more about that next week. But guys, we've been off pretty much like a lot of weeks during the summer, but now football season is back. So we're
right.
gonna be on every week, recording every week, doing a little pregame, talking about the what's coming up next in Giants land. We'll talk a little bit tonight about your thoughts on the preseason, John, and a little bit about our week one preview against those hated Cowboys. But first, gotta say congratulations, John. You've been out for a while. What happened, man? Something changed in your life.
I fucking got married.
You did the deed, huh?
Uh, yeah, the Big Blue Offensive podcast has grown by one, in spirit only, at least. She won't actually be on the podcast. But I am married. August 25th was our date. It was in Jamaica. That's why I got this fucking luxurious tan going on right now. And you'll see I'll be
See it.
sporting a ring here. But
Nice.
yeah, man, it was awesome. All jokes aside, we ended up with 91 people coming to Jamaica, which was obviously a tremendous amount, but it was the time of my life, honestly. I don't
That's
know that I'll
awesome.
have, yeah, I'll live or if I've lived or will live a better, like actual, like whatever, how many hours are in a week. I don't know, like I'll have a stretch like that ever. That was cool. It's like, you're on the pool, you're on the beach, wherever you are, we had a villa and shit like that. You couldn't walk like 20, 30 feet, 50 feet in any direction without like bumping into a cousin, a friend, or this or that.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fucking epic. So if there's anybody who was there that is watching this, I definitely appreciate you coming out because it was fucking awesome. It was time of my life.
When I went to Jamaica, like I went on a cruise back in the day. So we're in Jamaica for a few hours. And, every time I walked around Jamaica, every 10, 20 feet, I got hit up like, you want some weed? And I'm like, well, of course I do. Like I'm in Jamaica, but I have to go back on this ship and they fucking tap you down. So I'm like, I mean, can we go party right here for like the 8 hours I'm on this island? But Jamaica was cool, man. It was definitely a nice time, and I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thanks,
But
sir.
listen, it's football season now. You haven't been on that much during the summer. We all haven't really,
No.
but I definitely want to hear your thoughts about anything about the preseason that comes to mind. Any players? I'm just glad like we gotta escape preseason without like big time injuries. I think we had a good.
Exactly.
I think we got lucky there.
Um, yeah, man. You look at these preseason games and it's like you understand that in all sports, but especially in football, you really do got to knock the rust off when it comes to full contact hitting with the way practices are run in the modern era. But era, whatever you want to call it. Um, but the one thing that really, because obviously I've been away and planning a wedding and all this shit, so I haven't really had my nose to the grindstone with all Giants things. But the number one headline that stuck out to me is how important it was for Saquon Barkley and the Giants to be able to come together. Not specifically just because Saquon's on the team and we don't have to worry about the distraction and all that, but I think that you can look at as like a window into the soul of that locker room and how much each individual wants to be a part of what specifically is going on at 1925 Giants way. So we didn't see a lot in the preseason from Daniel Jones or Saquon or any of the main guys. So there's a lot of mystery still to be had there with the wide receiver group we have and all that. But I think, for lack of a better term, the sleeping giant has woken. Last year we won some games, won a playoff game, and I think they were able to polish up this roster some over the offseason, and I think they're fucking ready to rock and roll. And I think Saquon knows that, and the locker room knows that this is not the 2006 the 2017 to 2021 New York Giants. This is a different animal we're fucking with now. So that's like the most encouraging thing that I could think of.
They definitely upgraded at a lot of positions. Barkley didn't even play a single down in the preseason. I think
Nope.
that was part of the deal with his contract. But I tell you, when Jones and the wide receivers went on the field, then Darren Waller, for that one drive that they were on, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think they ran the ball once. They passed the ball every time. They shredded that Carolina defense. I know they're
Yep.
missing like two guys, but everybody else played. They just went right down the field, scored a quick touch, and and they were out of the game like within 2 seconds. Like I'm like, wow, what a
Yeah, it was like
drive!
7 plays.
It was ridiculous, up and down the
Yep.
field. It just goes to show you that Darren Waller's just like they were trying to double team him. You can't do that. Then you leave, anybody else open. I'm like, what's gonna happen on offense when you have like a Jalen Hyatt go deep, and you got Bellinger, like the other tight end, that you can run two tight end sets, and he's just getting wide open. And then you have just like this offensive line that really looks pretty great. I like,
Hmm.
obviously Thomas, Ben Bredesen was in the starter role for week one coming up
Hmm.
at left guard. Then you got the Rook at center, Glowinowski back at right guard, and then Evan Neal at right tackle, which he played pretty good in the preseason. Everybody's a little bit worried about him. And it looked like the rookie from last year, Easy E, Izudu, he looks like he's gonna get in the mix too. I think when they start, because his best thing is like, being a run blocker. So I think when the Giants are pounding the ball like late in the
Yeah.
game, I think he's
Some
going to go
jumbo
in there.
sets, the goal
I
line.
think so. I think he's going to go in
Yeah.
there. So that'll be pretty
Yeah.
nice. So very happy with the offense, man, all around with the upgrades and everything.
Yeah, bro. It made me think as you were talking about Darren Waller, and I'm picturing Darren Waller and Daniel Bellinger, and I'm like, look how good Daniel Jones looked last year with Daniel Bellinger as his main tight end and whoever else was on the field, not named Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
And remember how many times we had tip balls over the middle of the field that just killed games, let alone drives, because Evan Ingram couldn't catch the ball or whatever the fucking story was with him. And great, he's having success down in Jacksonville, whatever, more power to him. But the first couple years of Daniel Jones' tenure and basically the underlying like perspective on Daniel Jones, the player, by like the NFL fandom at large. Like, I wonder how different his legacy right now would be so far if Evan Ingram just was never a part of the team. Not a
That's
replacement that just straight up cut the day Daniel Jones came on, and how much different his name, how much more weight his name would carry in the NFL among fans. I think in the league, teams recognize that he's somebody you can't take lightly. Maybe they're not scared of him the way they would be, Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers in their prime, obviously. But there's only a handful of guys that have ever lived that kind of strike that kind of fear in a team's heart. But I think the genuine dual threat where he can not only just run the ball, he can absolutely embarrass you in multiple different ways with the ball in his hands. Just the fact that he's this tall, lanky white boy that looks like a retard, like running down the field, running away from defensive backs whose entire life pride is their speed. Like, I think he has recognition within the league, but he's still obviously the butt of a joke everywhere else. I wonder how different his career would have been, just from like a perspective wise outside.
Would have been different, definitely. If they built a team like the right way when Jones got drafted early on in 2019, would have been a lot better, for everybody. But hey, listen, we got a lot of pieces, and now we got the right coaching staff. We're on a lot of primetime games to start the season. It looks like the NFL knows that the Giants are going to be good. Going to be
Yep.
right there. But yeah, like getting back to the real quick with the double tight end set with Bellinger and Waller, maybe it turns into what like New England had with Gronowski and Hernandez. I just hope like Bellinger don't turn into a murderer, and then we'll be just fine, in that regard. But getting to the other side of the ball, defensive side of the ball in the preseason, I really loved Banks, our number one first round pick at quarterback, and our
Yeah.
sixth round pick, Hawkins. Now they're saying week one against Dallas is going to be Hawkins is going to start, and obviously Banks is going to start, and then Adoree Jackson's going into the slot. No more Darnay Holmes getting beat in the slot by fucking 20 yards, where offense is just picking apart against him. I mean, to have two rookies that Wink Martindale is so impressed by that they're starting these two guys right off the bat is huge for this fucking defense, especially when we got to go against, Dallas with CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Philly with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You know what I mean? We got to go against teams with wide receivers, and now we
Yeah.
got corners that could play them. I mean, in the preseason, these guys weren't letting up fucking any yards or any catches. It was really really impressive, man, to see that.
So I just want to remind our listeners and anybody else, um, back when we were doing our draft stuff, after the draft, we picked like players to be excited about that weren't at the top. I Jerry Hawkins was my guy. Now, I can't take credit like I scouted him or anything like that. I just liked his name. That's the truth of the matter. He's got a fucking cool football name, Trey
Yeah.
Hawkins. And, if Hawk is in your name and you're going to play defensive back, I expect you to get an interception or two here and there.
Ball.
Um, so, I mean, we saw last year Janoris Jenkins, listen to me. Fucking, what's his face? Adoree Jackson, excuse me. Um, you know, Definitely played well on
He
the
got hurt
outside.
though. When he got
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah, but Wade Martindale was able to still have a good defense, a serviceable defense, and an aggressive defense, even when he needed to. Without that, and if they're willing to put two rookies on the outside right out of the gates, that's that shows some fucking balls. And if that turns out, bro, the outlook for Joe Shane as a GM, as a talent evaluator, bro, teams go a decade without having two good corners on their team. If you got them both and right out of the gate they play ball like that, Jesus Christmas, we might be in for a fucking fun next handful of years.
I mean, especially like now that we upgraded the linebacker position. I mean, we got Simmons, which is the guy I wanted years ago to be our number one guy, first round. I wanted him ahead of fucking Andrew Thomas. Like I would have been wrong, but I tell you, I don't. I mean, well, I mean, listen, I'll take it. I'll take it. But
Yeah, of course.
at the same time, I was thinking Arizona never really used Simmons the right way. They had him in like a bunch of different spots. I think Wink Martindale is going to bring him up in the box, linebacker, where he belongs. He's going to bring pressure to the quarterback. And after team him with Bobby as a middle linebacker, I mean, now we got linebackers that can fucking play in wing system. And then, don't forget, our rookie of the year pretty much in K Tibbs, and then Aziz is healthy. He's been healthy like all preseason, no hamstring injuries, so you now have two guys on the outside with Dexter Lawrence and fucking Leonard Williams in the middle of the field. And don't
Yeah.
forget, we got Ashawn Robinson, came over. And then we got that rookie that's just playing well, the seventh round pick,
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
Riley. And then I mean these guys are just I mean I'm fucking pumped. And because especially going against like, Dallas week 1, Sunday night game. Last year on Thanksgiving when we played Dallas, we were without like 8 fucking players. We were missing a ton of guys. Guys were sick, whatever the fuck they had, COVID, whatever. A couple guys were missing out on the games. So now we're fully loaded. And don't forget, we went to the Giants home game against Dallas last year in white out night. Now this is going to be blue out night, all blue. And we were like we hung with Dallas at home pretty much, except they took it over at the end. But we were right there. We were up by 7 during that game. But now we upgraded all over the goddamn fucking field. And this team, man, I tell you, hopefully, knock on wood, we don't suffer any big crushing injuries this year. It could be a really, really fun year. And I love the schedule. I love how tough it is because it's just going to bring out the best in these guys, I think. And I think we're gonna be doing pretty well, man. I think week 1, I got the Giants winning by double digits actually. Week 1, I got a feeling.
I mean, I think in the first few weeks of the year, we always want to picture the team, in midseason form, running full clip. Which, listen, there's teams that do get out to a really, really hot start, and who's to say the Giants couldn't be one of them? But on average, if you're playing the numbers, I would say, I think most teams get out to like it's the first, of the first 16 games, the first 3 weeks of the season. So it was a 45 games or whatever it is, 46 games. You're 47, whatever it is. The scores are usually lower than when once the teams really get going. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it a little bit of a closer game. but I certainly think the Giants are in a position where they can win the game for sure. Especially if Evan Neal did take a step forward this offseason, which we have every reason to believe he did. Micah Parsons and those guys are not going to have as fun of a time trying to get to Daniel Jones as they did last year when they just fucking wrecked the games.
Dallas, I'm not overly like concerned about. I think they're going to be the last place team in our division. I think it's going to be,
From
you
your
know,
lips to God's ears.
I think they're going to like fall apart. I don't, they traded for Trey Lance, Dak Prescott. I never really was sold on him.
Mm,
Even coming out of college, I think he got lucky with like the best offensive line. Great running back and that fat fuck Ezekiel Elliott for a minute. Yeah, he was running over the field and he just got like really lucky on the play action pass with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Like he was just hitting these guys. He had that tight end for a minute there too. But now that's
Yeah.
kind of a little bit crumbling down. I mean, they still got Lamb. They signed Brandon Cooks to be the wide receiver on the other side. They still got Gallup, but he's kind of slowed down since the injury. Now Tony Pollard's going to be the main running back, and I'm not really sold on him as being like he's going to get all the carries now. And I can see him like wearing down. If he gets injured, forget about it. Dallas, I know one of their offensive linemen has a hammy injury going into week 1, so that's something to monitor. So that could throw them off a little bit. And don't forget, Sunday night game, they got to come to our house. You know what I mean? So it's definitely fans are going to be absolutely bonkers. They're going to be crazy that night. So I'm definitely looking forward to them crushing that game. And I tell you what, I'm gonna be drinking all day. It's opening day. By the time that Sunday night game comes along, holy shit, I'm gonna be bombed. I know my text messages are gonna go off with everybody. Text me about the Giants. I won't remember anything until I check out my text messages the next Monday and make sure I didn't say anything absolutely that crazy. But I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. I can't believe we're here already, man. It's phenomenal. It really is like how quickly the time goes, man. Summer over like that. And this is the best time of year for me. Like I love it. Like summer's still like kind of here. It's still nice out, but we got football, man. We
We
got
got
fucking
fucking
football.
football.
Like that. I don't know
It's
what do people do, John? If you're a man, right, and you don't like football, right? What do you do on Sunday? You just go apple picking? Like every
I
Sunday? What the fuck?
bro, you took the words out of my mouth. I was literally gonna say fucking make apple pie.
I mean, what the fuck? What do you what kind of herb are you that you don't like football? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you're a guy and you just like you don't like football, doesn't or don't like sports in general, you're weird. You're weird to me.
Yeah, it almost goes against biology. The whole reason that we get so passionate about it is because like for the most of the time that human beings are on this earth, we were in tribes and villages and stuff like that. Like it's in our blood to fucking pick a color and fucking fight to the death for it.
Wow.
So for you not to be a like for you to be a and like not have that kind of like you know I don't know just like competitive nature. It's like all right,
Testosterone.
well I guess you're gonna be in the kitchen and fucking mopping floors. Like it is what it is.
I want to paint everything blue, man. I want to paint my face blue on Sunday, my balls blue, fucking everything, man. I want to go out like a fucking big giant Smurf.
For
Uh,
like the last 20 years, I've been trying to figure out a way to fucking make a dope logo of the Giants and the Yankees logo as a tattoo. Like I literally want a
oh yeah,
blue specifically. Like it's like the burning desire in my heart, fucking to yell and scream about the fucking Yankees and Giants.
I
You
get
know,
it. I get it, man. It's something like tattoos are a whole different situation. Like I thought about always getting one. Then dude, I remember back in the day, I'm glad I didn't do it. I think I wanted one when I was like 18 or 19. I wanted like a House of Pain like logo or cross. I'm like, thank God I didn't do that shit. Because, when you're young, you're fucking stupid. You do dumb things. I
yeah,
mean, I still listen to House of Pain sometimes. I'm not going to lie, and it just would have been fucking nuts. But yeah, to get something like a Giants and Yankee kind of mix with the NY or the NYG, it's like definitely, I mean, look what we did on our, BBO. We have the logo of New York and New
mm.
Jersey. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's pretty fucking cool if you ask me. So don't forget to like,
Mm.
subscribe, and grab a t-shirt. I only got a couple left. We got to start ordering some sweatshirts pretty soon. So reach out, guys.
It's gonna be 97 degrees this weekend. And fucking 3 weeks after that, it's gonna be fucking 47. And people are gonna say, "Where did the summer go?"
Yeah, that's
That's
what's
the
gonna
truth.
happen. All right.
But
So I say we take a quick commercial break and then we just go through the speed round of these picks. I mean, without Jules here doing the picks, we could probably get through them about 8 minutes. So
we're already done with the picks. That's how quickly
yeah,
we do.
we'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast. All right, we are back on the BBO. That's the Big Blue Offensive Podcast. I'm Mike. That's John. Jules is out sick, but Jules definitely left us the picks. So this is our pick segment. Usually we have a pick segment. We're going to go through all the picks of the NFL game week one, and we also have the Haters Club, but we don't have anybody nominated this week. So usually in the Haters Club, we nominate somebody on Giants Twitter that's a dick, and we kind of blow them up. But haven't really been on social media that much, but now I'm going to be after week one. So those weirdos are going to come out of the woodwork. So all the haters. So we'll bring that back maybe next week or the week after. But right now, NFL picks. If you're a gambler or if you're in pools at work, you want to get some really good insight on some NFL games week one to bet. Or if you're just betting on FanDuel, you want to bet all these games we tell you, put them all on a parlay for $50 and win $1 million. Be my guest. But here we go. Week one, the Thursday night game. The spread on the website, this is on the website that I'm going through. Kansas City is -6.5 against Detroit.
Whoa.
And now Kelsey is probably going to be out. He hyperextended his knee. They checked to see if his ACL was intact. I got him in fantasy football. I was very concerned, but it looks like he's going to be okay. ACL is intact, but he probably misses this game since it happened today. I tell you, Detroit's a scary team. Very scary team. What does Jules have for Oh, he has the Chiefs and he put roll on it. So he thinks the Chiefs are going to just blow him out. Anytime Jules says that, I go the opposite way. So I'm going to take the Lions.
While I don't know that rolling is what they're going to do, um, I do think the Chiefs are going to win the game. It's funny that that's a I don't, maybe Caesars is more updated, but I'm looking at ESPN. They use Caesars, and they have a -5.
Yeah,
So
because
that's a pretty big difference, one and a half
Kelsey.
points there.
Because Kelsey.
Yeah, yeah,
They know he's not going to play. So, all right. So you're
yeah.
going to take
So
Kansas City?
I think, well, yeah. If it's a 5, I take Kansas City. Yeah,
Well, on this website, 6.5.
we'll still go with them. That's
Still
fine.
go Kansas City. All right.
Yeah,
Kansas
I guess
City.
can't go with the Lions.
KC it is. All right. Sunday, week 1 o'clock games. The Saints are at home against Tennessee. Saints are -3.5.
I gotta go Titans here.
Yeah, I like the Titans too, man. I like the Titans getting those fucking points. They're a good team. They're not a bad team. They're well coached too. Even though the
Mhm.
Saints got a good D, but a lot of new pieces there with David Carr as a quarterback. So we'll go with Tennessee. Next game. Ooh, the rookie. Jacksonville is in Indianapolis. Jacksonville's -4.5 going against Richardson. A.R. Richardson.
I'm going Jaguars.
Got to against
Mm,
a rookie quarterback.
what's that?
Against a rookie quarterback, you got to go Jacksonville.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think, and Jacksonville got an explosive offense now, man. They got good players all
They
around.
do have the Evan Ingram factor though, so
Yeah, he might fuck up. He might drop a ball or two.
that motherfucker.
It costs the spread, and then they settle for a field goal, and that's how you lose. It's always that one play of a game, and Evan Ingram is notorious for that. All right, so we'll go with Jacksonville on that one. Minnesota, they're at home. They really didn't do anything to upgrade their defense, but they still score a lot of points. They got a wide receiver. Minnesota's -6.5 against Tampa. Tampa's a very weird team. Tampa, they got Baker Mayfield now starting. They said he looks good. They still got a good defense, Tampa, and they still got players on offense. Rachaad White running the ball, Godwin, wide receiver, Mike Evans. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
I gotta go Vikings here.
And Jules took the Vikings, so we gotta go with Minnesota. But remember that I like Tampa Bay getting the points a lot this week. Not only with the points, probably to win outright. So if you're betting, maybe take Tampa.
That's a good point.
Let's go. All right. Washington. Washington is -6.5 on the site. They're going against Arizona. I'm taking Washington, and I'm taking that as a key bet all day. Washington is at home, obviously, but Arizona, it looks like they're just tanking. They're going to tank for Caleb Williams, the phenom quarterback. Um, they got rid of like their veteran quarterbacks. I have no idea. Nobody knows who they're starting as a quarterback. It's going to be a rookie,
What's
and
going on, with Kyler Murray?
he's out for. He said, you remember he had that ACL injury in December, so he's
Uh-huh.
probably going to be out for the whole year. If Arizona's really,
Oh wow,
they're
really?
going to
Fuck.
stink.
That means the Commanders are going to win. I thought
Arizona,
you were just talking crazy right now.
no, no, I'm telling you, Arizona, they're going to be the worst team in football this year.
All
So you
right.
got to
Well, I
take,
got to go Commanders against my
yeah,
fucking
you got to,
soul.
yeah, you got to take him. Even Jules likes the Commanders. That's the obvious pick of the week. San Fran, they're in Pittsburgh. San Fran is -2.5. Pittsburgh, they definitely upgraded. They're at home. I hate going against Pittsburgh, getting points at home, but San Fran is, they're nasty, man. They got a nasty defense. They got a good. They're well coached. They had one of the best running backs in the game, one of the best tight ends in the game, one of the best wide receivers in the game, a great offensive line. I'm going with San Fran.
The whole time you were talking, I was like, I really like the city of Pittsburgh. I'm going Steelers. But you convinced me. 49ers.
All right, Jules likes Pittsburgh, by the way, but I do like San Fran. All right, San Fran it is. The next game, Cincinnati with the massage lover. He's -2.5 against Cleveland. Uh, Cleveland, well, Cincinnati with Burrow, Cleveland with Watson. Loving massages. I tell you, Burrow, they're still up in the air whether he's going to play. And Cincinnati, Cleveland, they always play each other tight. I got to go with the Browns. Jules likes the
Yeah,
Bengals. So really, you're the
I think I got to go Browns. Bengals here. Excuse me.
Bengals.
Yeah, I think I go Bengals.
All right, let's see if Joe Burrow plays. All right, next game, Atlanta is -3.5 against Carolina. I don't fucking know. What does Jules have against here? He
Atlanta
has
and Carolina.
he has the Falcons. Jules took the Falcons. I don't know. Atlanta has, I guess, more experience than the rookie quarterback in Carolina, but I can see Carolina losing by a field goal. I'm gonna take Carolina.
I'll take Carolina too.
Carolina is our next game. Ravens -9.5 against Houston. Houston stinks. Ravens all day.
Ravens.
Next game, Bears. They're at home. They're -1.5. Justin Fields. Everybody's hyped on him for fantasy football purposes. They go against Green Bay with Jordan Love. Jordan Love's going to get a shot there. But in Chicago, opening week, I got to go with the Bears. The
I'm
Bears.
actually going to go not with the Bears. I'm going to go with the
With Green Bay.
Packers. I think it's going to be a big story that Jordan Love comes out and wins.
All right, Packers and Jules likes the Packers too. Packers it is. All right, next game. Philly is in New England. Philly's -3.5. You know I'm going New England.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to commit suicide right now?
Fuck Philly. Fuck those dirty birds, those shit eaters, where they used to have a jail inside the fucking stadium. That's how fucking horrible those people are. All right, next game. Seattle. They're -5.5 against the Rams, and the Rams will probably be without Cooper Cup. But it's a McVay coach team. They're going to be ready to play. I think 5.5 is a lot. I got to go with the Rams.
I'm going Rams too. I think it's a much closer game than fucking
Jules
five and a half.
Jules likes the Rams too. All right, Chargers. They're at home. They're playing Miami. The Dolphins. Chargers are -2.5. It's a tough one, man. I just like the over in that game. Who does Jules like? Jules likes
I'm going Chargers here.
Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I could
I
go.
don't see Miami as being a consistently good team like that.
They're weird, man, but they fuck up a lot of bets. I'm staying away from this game, but Jules likes the Chargers too, so we'll go with that. Denver, they're at home. New coach, Sean Payton. They're minus 3.5 against the Vegas Raiders. I don't know. Jules likes the Broncos. I guess I could go Denver since they're home and it's mile high and it's tough to play there. But Denver, they look like shit last year.
The
Ugh.
Broncos are still trotting out there. Fucking Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Broncos.
yeah, we'll go with Denver. Even though that's the game I would stay away from too, rivalry game. And the Sunday night game, you know what it is. Giants getting 3.5. I'll take them outright. I'll take them as a key bet right now. You know what it is. We
You
talk.
have them as the Giants getting points.
Yeah, Giants are getting three and a
Oh,
half.
Giants getting points. Yeah, the minus 3.5. Right. Yeah, the
Yep.
Dallas minus 3.5.
So we talked about that. You know what it is. We never go against the Giants. All
The
right.
disrespect.
The disrespect is unbelievable. And then the last game, the Monday night game, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Buffalo's actually minus 2.5, and I know Jules got the Bills. I don't even need to look. Um, I tell you, I even though I hate the Jets, I think they're gonna be good. They got a good defense. I think their offense will be okay. It's gonna be it's gonna be one of those games on Monday night where you're gonna be like, holy shit, Buffalo and Jets, like it's gonna be a really good game. And I gotta go with Buffalo, right? You're gonna go with Buffalo, John. You're not gonna take the
I'm
Jets.
going Buffalo. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is in the mail it in portion of his career. I think his time in Green Bay was spent to maximize his legacy, and now he's going to play a couple more years to make sure that his grandkids never have to work a day in their lives. And he's out. He's got a year or two left, collect fucking the money, and just try not to embarrass himself the same way Brett Favre just went out,
Yep.
play some football, you win some games, great, you don't, no problem. But I'm going to take the fucking couple dozen $1 million a year. Not to say that means that he's going to automatically lose 16 games, 17 games, whatever it is.
Yeah,
But I don't know that he's going to approach the season with the same fire that the Bills are. The Bills are looking for a championship.
that's true. They're right there on the door. All right, give me a key bet, John. I'm gonna take the Ravens to just shit on Houston. Do you have any other team you really liked? We took the Giants, the Ravens, and Washington as our key bets.
I'm taking the Giants again.
Jack,
Jaguars over Colts.
that's a good one too. And those are our key bets. And the spread is 47. Bang. All right, so win some money.
Well, NFL's fucking here, baby.
You know,
5 days.
it's that time of year. Fantasy football, gambling,
Fucking go.
pick'em, survivor pool, podcast. Like and subscribe to this podcast. Hit us up if you want to be a guest during the season sometime. We'll get you on. We'll get Jules back on here next week. And any last parting words, John, you got? Or are you just too excited? You ready to go?
It's just go Giants. There's nothing else to say. Let's go fucking win a ball game.
Can't fucking wait. We'll be on here next Tuesday talking about how we dominated Dak Prescott, Jerry Jones's Cowgirls. See you next week. Peace. Go Giants.